very good afternoon to you all. May I request that you kindly come forward? Please come forward. According to the program, we are about to start by 1:30 p.m. However, due to certain inconveniences, we have run out of a little bit of time, but then anyhow we'll be starting the program. And the program announcements will be made by me, Dr. H. Elizabeth, Deputy Dean Students Welfare. In this occasion, I warmly welcome you all and wish you a very good afternoon as well as all the best for this program. So, regarding the program, let me inform you the flow of the program. Welcome address will be given by Professor Lalngur Liana Sailau, Dean Students Welfare. Then we are having a speech from Chief Guest, Engineer Lalshiat Puya, IAS, Deputy Commissioner and Chairman, District AIDS Prevention and Control Committee, Aizawl District, Mizoram. This will be followed by a speech from Guest of Honor, Professor Prabhakar Rat, Pro Vice Chancellor, Mizoram University. And the core reason for getting together, the technical session will be given by Dr. Christina Lalnuntluangi, Senior Medical Officer, ART Plus Center, CHA Aizawl. And then, of course, a part of a student activity, we wish to give out a competition prizes for different competition which will be taken up by the program coordinator, NSS, Mizoram University, Professor Benjamin L. Saituanga Sailau. So, without much ado, I would like to introduce our guest today and to felicitate as well. So, like I will give an introduction of the guest as well as the felicitation of the guest. First, we would like to felicitate the chief guest, Engineer Lalshiat Puya, IS. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. And the guest of honor, Professor Prabhakar Rat. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Then, the Dean Students Welfare, Professor Lalngur Liana Sailau, will be felicitated by Engineer Lalshiat Puya. Okay. Then, Professor Benjamin L. Saituanga will be felicitated by Professor Prabhakar. And the last, myself, will be felicitated the resource person, Dr. Christina. Thank you. So, moving forward, may I request the Dean Student Welfare, Professor Lalngur Liana Sailau, to welcome the guest and occasion.
A very good afternoon to all of you, esteemed chief guest, respected guest of honor, faculty members, my colleagues in the Dean Students Welfare Office, and dear students, and our resource person. It is an immense honor and privilege for me to extend a warm welcome to everyone present here today for this highly significant and very important awareness session on intensified information, education, and communication campaign entitled India's Fight Against HIV/AIDS and sexually transmitted infections, STI. So this session is very important as we gather to educate, inform, and then also particularly empower our community in the fight against one of the most pressing health issues of our time. Firstly, let me take this opportunity to express our profound gratitude to our chief guest, Engineer Lalfriat Puya, Sir, IAS, Deputy Commissioner and Chairman District 8's Promotion and Control Committee, Aizawl District. Sir, your presence today underlined the importance of and also the urgency of addressing HIV/AIDS, STI, and your support in today's program is very, very crucial, and we truly appreciate for your presence here and giving us accord to our request. And we're also equally honored to welcome our guest of honor, Professor Pravakar Rat, the Pro Vice Chancellor of Mizoram University, a distinguished academician, and also an administrator for Mizoram University, for your kind presence, sir, and then also for your willingness to grace these very important functions and activity. And at the same time, we are also elated to have in our midst Dr. Christina Alalunsangi, Senior Medical Officer, ART Plus Center, Civil Hospital Aizawl, who is going to be our resource person today to conduct this campaign. And Madam, while welcoming you, we duly recognized your contribution in promoting health and awareness and educations throughout the state, and particularly for the district of Aizawl. And your effort in creating health awareness and educations have had a significant impact in the past. So we are very, very fortunate to have you here. And I also welcome and acknowledge the presence of my colleagues here in Mizoram University, particularly from the Dean Students Welfare Office, Professor Benjamin Saituanga, and Dr. Elizabeth, who is also the host of this function, for their kind presence and also support for the success of this program. And we are also profoundly happy to welcome our colleagues from within Mizoram University and then also from the state government who have come to join us and who have come to help us in this very important session. So we welcome you once again. And as we gather today, we are going to deepen our understanding on HIV/AIDS and STI, which is a topic of great concern given its profound implications on both individual and public health. So, in conclusion, by being here, dear students, your participation demonstrates a commendable willingness to learn and engage with critical issues which affect the public health today, and your involvement in is very crucial as young minds like yours are at the forefront of driving change and advocacy. So it is through education and awareness that you and I became powerful agents of change within our community. So today we are taking a very important step towards enhancing our knowledge and fostering a community that supports its members in lending healthy and informed lives. So once again, let us welcome our honored guests today here on the dais, and we thank them for their invaluable presence. Together, let us strive to make a significant impact in the fight against HIV/AIDS. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So Like, we feel honored and proud to be in this program. With an immense pleasure, may I have the Chief Guest Engineer, Lalshi Atpuya IS, Deputy Commissioner and Chairman, District AIDS Prevention and Control Committee, Aizawl District, Mizoram, to deliver a Chief Guest speech.
Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, our hostess, Dr. Eli, Professor Langur Lena Silo, our guest of honor, Professor Prabhakar Rat, Provost C of MZU, and our resource person for today, Dr. Christina, and of course, I would like to mention Professor Benjamin L. Saikluang Silo and all the students who came and from the health department, as well as students and other dignitaries. It is a privilege for me to be here today as a chief guest as part of the intensified IEC campaign, that is India's fight against HIV and STI, which is a crucial initiative aimed at raising awareness about HIV and its prevention. As we all know, this disease has wreaked havoc on our society, and as a result of this, our society has been, bear the burden of this disease. Not only it's money intensive, because we have to bear the cost of free treatment, and at the same time we have youth or person who are in their productive years who cannot take up hard work or making ends meet. So this is quite a distressing situation for the country, and it is high time that we realize that this disease must be conquered and defeated by every possible means, for which we are all have a part to play. This program is a testament to our collective commitment to addressing one of the most pressing challenges of our time. As we know, it's not just a health issue, but a socio-economic issue, and also is of emotional challenge to Mizoram. Despite all works and efforts, all the activities and programs, Mizoram still faces obstacles in achieving an HIV-free society. We know we are an egalitarian society where there is no discrimination on the basis of caste, creed, or origin like that. But this, in some way, has in a way contributed to the spread of this disease. So it is necessary that we have behavioral change on this issue, because to win away the youths of the states from this menace, we need to change our value system also, and at the same time be aware of the fact of the disease, so that we can all be taking a proactive role on this prevention of spread of this disease. The primary barrier, as we know, is lack of awareness. But it's not lack of awareness, but failure to translate knowledge into behavioral change. It's rightly because we all know that how it is transmitted, but we still try to remain ignorant, and that is contributing to the spread of the disease. You, the students, are the change makers. By becoming informed and empowered, you can spread accurate knowledge about HIV transmission and prevention. and challenge and eliminate stigma associated with HIV persons. At the same time, you can also encourage testing, early detection, and treatment adherence, like taking medicines which is of free of cost from this one outlet opened by the health department, because it is free, and somehow or the other these people they do not want to take the medicine, because if you really into this treatment, there can be a time when the viral load in the patient can become zero. So the effective treatment can be availed from the health department at free of cost, and that must be spread to you who are educated, because most of the patients are ignorant of the availability of the treatment with the government, and not only that, they are reluctant to be infected with this disease. So they try to hide themselves from the society, and as a result, their health suffer, and in the long run, they have no other alternative, because their immunity is already compromised, and they will suffer and succumb to whatever disease they contracted, because their immunity is no longer strong enough to counter any invasive disease. Always remember, HIV is preventable. I urge each one of you to take what you learned today beyond these walls. Share it with your friends, families, and communities. And of course, to the people whom you are in constant touch, especially in the classroom also. Maybe when you go to the church also, you might be a Sunday school teacher in some churches, like that, because we cannot say at what age we should teach this awareness. It's not too early for anyone. We should teach them right from the time when they understand, even when they learn to speak also. This will enable us to effectively counter the spread of this disease. In closing, let me express my gratitude to Mizoram University for hosting this important event, to the team for their tireless efforts in combating HIV, and to each of you for your commitment to being part of the solution. Together, let us work hand in hand to ensure that future generations live in a society that is informed, inclusive, and free from HIV. Thank you, and I wish you all a meaningful and impactful session ahead.
Thank you very much, sir. So, for just your information, the Mizoram University so far have a collaborative intervention and program regarding fighting against HIV/AIDS, and then we do collaborate with MSEX as well as NACO in the Virtue Festival, as well as even with the UNICEF, which we call about integration in the curriculum, social and behavioral change. Therefore, we much focus on social and behavioral change, then behavioral change communication as well within our syllabus, as well as awareness among the students. So thank you, sir. So with immense pleasure, I would like to have a speech from a guest of honor, Professor Prabhakar Rat, Pro Vice Chancellor, Mizoram University.
Well, a very good afternoon to all of you. Our esteemed chief guest, Pu Lalsetpuya, a deputy commissioner, and who is very much in charge of this particular program on HIV/AIDS. My colleague, Professor Silo, Dean Student Welfare, Professor Benjamin, our resource person, Dr. Christina, and the person who is behind this particular program, hosting the program, is Dr. Elizabeth. So, at the outset, I would like to say that the the common saying, which goes, and we are very much concerned and aware of, the health is wealth. Health is wealth, irrespective of age group, whether it is a small child or an adult or a senior citizen. For everybody, the health is so precious. Therefore, everybody is concerned about their health. Certain things, knowingly or unknowingly, we do some deviations in our maintaining a sound health. Whenever there is a deviation, we start to get some problems, symptoms, whether it is cardiac disease, heart, or kidney, or cancer, or anything which is very common, very moderate, or of serious nature. Therefore, irrespective of the type of disease and illness it is, for every disease there is what you call preventive, another is remedial. How can we prevent? If the disease already occurred, then what are the cure mechanism? How to go for remedial measures? As far as possible, again the old saying says that prevention is better than cure. It is applicable to all types of diseases. It is good that the Department of Social Work and particularly Dr. Elizabeth has focused a very important, very sensitive, very much related to the future of young boys and girls, that is HIV AIDS. And I am so much impressed with the two wordings, that information, education and communication, and another is it is sexually transmitted infections, very important related to HIV AIDS. Therefore, you can understand its ramifications, result, how much serious it is. Government of India, state government, NGOs are very much concerned about HIV AIDS. There are many states where there is high percentage of HIV AIDS patients, and many times, I don't have a particular data, this is very much common with young boys and girls, and their future are going to be very, very different, and they get a separate treatment from the society, sometimes discrimination, which is very serious. Therefore, it's very important for all young boys and girls that you should know what it is, information. You should know full information about this particular disease. A well-informed citizen, a well-informed boys and girls who are future of this nation should be well aware of what type of disease it is, how serious it is, how much the government, society, they are concerned with such type of disease. And as you know that just now our chief guest told, once this disease is infected, then government is so serious, ready to provide or providing free medicines. But the thing is, how far we are able to apply these medicines and other remedial measures. That is very important. Equally important is education, curriculum, syllabus, training program, awareness program, to sensitize, to make all young boys and girls know that how is this particular disease, causes, cures, remedial measures, preventive measures, which are reflected in curriculum and syllabus. Just now Dr. Elizabeth was telling. And I'm saying, UNICEF is very much concerned about this. I'm sure these are the languages of UNICEF, a part of UNESCO. And communication, transmission, transmitting information, two-way communication, many communication, social media, every day you communicate thousands and thousands of messages, whether it is Facebook or WhatsApp or there are many educational channels. So it is very important that let us communicate each other that how much serious concern about this disease and if it is infected, how can we go for remedial measures. That is why sexually transmitted infections need to be sensitized among the youth, and youth should know that how much of serious nature it is, and at the same time, as far as possible in different forums. Just today, social work department, Dr. Elizabeth conducted one type of program. Similarly, different workshops, symposiums, different competitions, different discussion groups, different posters to sensitize the public in general and youth in particular that how much it is the people or the government is concerned about and how it affects your health and your future. It is in this context that the present day program assumes great importance by discussing, and I am sure whatever our resource persons will going to demonstrate and present, and it has an impact on you, and you become more and more health consciousness what you were before, and I am sure there is going to be much beneficial or benefits to you by attending this program. With these words, I thank you once again, dear students, those who are attending this particular program, and the host who organized this particular, keeping in view the social relevance. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So, we are now going to move forward to the technical session part. Okay. So, without much ado, we'll be moving forward to the technical session part. Before that, I would like to express a little bit, with the permission of the on the dais. Let me say, when I run kala department shang te po kan lom lu tu kan ni asan chu exam kan nai to kan boy lom ma chuti lai chuan tom ngai takin thanem ngai takin run kal shama kan lom lu tu kan ni ti kan soi dunga chuan in voina kan thil che tur hi poimo ma chuwa chuan in ram le nam mangai na thilani a chuwa cha uluk din kan ngai thlang kan chan te po kan shil don ani. So the session is quite relevant for today's youth, okay? Today's youth, and then it's about life education. So we have to think it. How are we going to do within the university system? How are we going to work it? We have a Red Ribbon Club within the university, and we have the NSS team within the university itself. So jointly, we have to work to fight against HIV/AIDS in our own place within Mizoram as well as in our own hometown. In our own hometown. Okay, so with much pleasure, let me invite Dr. Christina Lalnuntluang, Senior Medical Officer, ART, means antiretroviral therapy, right? Placenta CHA. So, Dr. Christina, you may take your time, please. If requires, we will be using bilingual, which means local language as well as English. Okay. So please bear with us.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Christina Lalnuntluangi, currently posted as a Senior Medical Officer at ART Plus Center Civil Hospital Aizawl under Mizoram State AIDS Control Society. I want to give thanks on behalf of Mizoram State AIDS Control Society to our chief guest, Dr. Larshad Puya, IAS, Deputy Commissioner, Aizawl, our guest of honor, Professor Lalnundanga, Chairperson, Professor Lalngur Liana Silo, for being a part of this important event, which I hope will have a great and positive impact to the crowd here, which is the students of Mizoram University. And on behalf of the IEC campaign organized by Mizoram State AIDS Control Society, I would like to thank Dr. Elizabeth, Dr. Zonuni and her wonderful DAPCU team, Aizawl District, and my colleague, Mr. Malsomdong Liana, Mortality Surveillance Investigator, RIMS Imphal. Okay, we will start with HIV awareness. First up, we will start with the basics of HIV. We will study about the difference of HIV and AIDS, the modes of HIV transmission, risk of HIV transmission, myths and misconceptions, and the high-risk groups. So we must be all knowing about what HIV stands for. HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus. It is a virus which attacks the body's immune system, specifically the CD4 cells. And what are the CD4 cells? CD4 cells are the lymphocytes or the white blood cells that we humans have in our body to protect our immune system. Okay? And these CD4 cells, we may call them our soldiers, which fight germs and bacteria and viruses entering our body, right? And we all know that a person once infected with HIV cannot be cured. And then what is AIDS? We know HIV is a virus. And what is AIDS? These two terms are different, but there is a relation, okay? So HIV is a virus which causes many, which have many symptoms and syndromes. But if this HIV disease is untreated, it can lead to a stage called AIDS, okay? So AIDS is the end stage of HIV. And AIDS come along with many AIDS-defining symptoms. Specifically, they will be having the wasting syndrome, chronic diarrhea, and fever, which cannot subside for many, many months or weeks. The patient will lose their total body weight, 30% of their total body mass, right? And this AIDS is acquired, okay? And what happens is that if the person comes in the stage of AIDS, the immunity will be very low because the immunity is already broken or weakened by the HIV virus. This is the end stage of AIDS, as we all know. And what is it deficient of? If you think about it, in the first slide, I had showed you that HIV is depleting the CD4 cells or the lymphocytes. So you can imagine in the end stage of HIV, which is AIDS, there will be very, very less CD4 cells or lymphocytes. So there is a depletion of the lymphocytes, right? How does the HIV affect the body? We know it weakens our immune system, attacks the CD4 cells or the lymphocytes, and the viruses, the first entry of the virus is in the CD4 cell. Okay, how do they destroy the CD4 cells? The virus first, after entering the CD4 cell or the lymphocyte, it like a factory, it uses the CD4 cell like a factory to reproduce or replicate the virus into making new viruses. Once it makes new viruses out of the CD4 cell, the CD4 cell will die. That's how the depletion of CD4 count happens. Okay. Now, when the CD4 count cells drop, there is a failure of our body or our immune system to protect us from other opportunistic infections. And in the end, as I mentioned, if not untreated, it will lead to a stage called AIDS. We have 4 modes of HIV transmission. You must be using your phones or your laptops to search how HIV is transmitted. There will be many reasons and factors being put up in the internet of how HIV is transmitted. But you should always remember that there are only 4 factors of HIV transmission. The first one is through sexual contact. Second one is from mother to child. If a pregnant lady is HIV infected and not on medication, not on ART, she will infect the infant, the baby, right? The third mode of HIV transmission is through blood transfusion. If the blood we get is HIV infected, we will also be HIV infected. And the fourth one is through sharing needles. We have many IDUs in our state. IDU stand for injecting drug users. So amongst them, the prevalence of HIV is also very high. We will see in the subsequent slides. So these are the 4 modes of HIV transmission: sexual contact, sharing needles, mother to child, and through blood transfusion. And this is the risk of HIV transmission through blood transfusion is 98%. It is very, very high, right? But there is a contradictory word here. Through sexual intercourse, the risk of HIV transmission is only 0.1 to 1%. The chance of getting HIV infection through sexual intercourse is only 0.1 to 1%. It is very, very low, right? But the chance of being HIV infected through blood transfusion is more than 98%. But the most common route of HIV transmission is through sexual contact. You should understand this. Even though the risk is very, very low, this is the most common mode of HIV transmission, not only in our state, but in each and every state in India. And this is the risk of HIV transmission through perinatal route, that is from mother to child. If a pregnant lady is HIV infected but not on treatment, the chance of infecting the baby, the infant, is around 45%. It is also very high, right? But if the pregnant lady, HIV infected pregnant lady, is on ART and with no breastfeeding, the risk of HIV transmission to the infant is only 1%. But if the HIV-infected mother is on ART and breastfeeding, risk of transmission is only 2%. So you can see the difference here, difference between mother not on ART and on ART. There's a very huge difference, right? So now, coming to injecting drug use, the risk of HIV transmission here is 0.67%. It is also quite less compared to blood transfusion or through sexual contact, right? But again, this is the second most common mode of HIV transmission in our state. And in many other parts of India as well. The most common mode of transmission is sexual contact, and the second is through sharing needles. So I have a small quiz here. I don't want to be just one-side activity today. I want you to take part in this program as well. You can just sit and raise your hand and answer. You don't need to stand. So the first quiz is, the risk of HIV transmission is highest by dash. Choose the correct option. Yes. Okay, you can stand. The risk of HIV transmission is highest by blood transfusion. Thank you, though. There is no wrong answer today. We all are here to learn, right? Yes. The risk is highest by blood transfusion. Okay, so quiz number 2. This is a yes and no quiz, okay? Number 1, the question. Can one spread HIV infection by, number 1, eating food made by someone who is living with HIV? No. HIV cannot be transmitted by a person if we eat the food he or she cooks, right? Correct. Second one, can HIV be transmitted through hugging? Through kissing? No. Yeah. Using public toilet? No. Correct. Having sex without a condom? Yes, definitely. HIV can be transmitted through having sex without any prevention. Right? Can HIV be transmitted through shaking hands? Being bitten by a mosquito who just bit HIV positive friend of yours? And how are we to differentiate whether this mosquito has bit an HIV infected or not, right? Through sharing needles? Yes. And the prevalence and the risk of transmission through sharing needle is how many %? Yes. Yes, 0.67. I'm sure that most of you were awake. Thank you so much. So, if a person living with HIV coughs and or sneezes at you, will you be infected? No, correct. If a person living with HIV cries and the tears come in contact with you, will you be infected? No. So you can hug your HIV positive friend while she or he cries, right? Yes. Now, I had put up this myths and misconceptions because to some extent, HIV awareness does not reach some areas, like far-flung areas or, students as well. So I'm just putting up here some myths and misconceptions about HIV. You can see, and you had answered the quiz also. So, see, ways HIV is not transmitted, okay? Through sharing dishes, through saliva, through tears, through sweat, shaking hands through the air, sharing toilet, or hugging. There is no HIV transmission, okay? So you must have heard about this terminology called viral load. What is a viral load? Viral load is the total number of viruses or total copies of virus in the HIV infected person. When the viral load is high, do you think the risk of transmission is higher or lower? Very good. It is higher. When the viral load is high in the patient, risk of transmission is very, very high. Okay, but if the patient is on ART, ART stands for antiretroviral therapy, which are antiviral drugs acting against the HIV virus. If the patient is on ART, then there will be a suppression of the virus. The ART will suppress the virus not to replicate, not to multiply, not to be active. They remain dormant. So if it's in that case, then it can lead to a stage where the virus can hardly be detected. We test blood in our hospital, in our department. We tend to only HIV positive patients. After initiating ART for 6 months, we used to do one blood test, which is very, very important, and this blood test is called viral load. We see how many copies of HIV virus is there in the patient's blood. Okay? So in 6 months, if the patient is adhering to his ART very good, in 6 months, he is supposed to be suppressed. The viral load is supposed to be low. It can be so low that it can be hardly be detected by the viral load machine as well. So we, in the slides, upcoming slides, we will see this U equal to U. I think we must be aware of this word also. That means undetectable equal to, can you help me out? What is the second abbreviation stands for? Untransmissible. Thank you so much. So the patient will be in this stage only when he adheres to ART very good, when his compliance to ART is very good, only in this condition. And after having this result of undetectable, doesn't mean that the patient has to stop taking ART, because he had reached that stage due to ART, and he should not let go of his ART. He should remain adherent to his ART for lifelong. Okay, so another quiz, true or false, you may answer in true or false. There is no cure for HIV and AIDS. It is true. Do you know why? Because this HIV virus is very susceptible to mutation. And the antiretroviral drugs, which the, like the scientists had produced till date, the best of them, also cannot kill this virus because of mutation. It keeps on changing its structure. That is called mutation. Okay? So yes, there is no cure for HIV and AIDS. Okay. Can you know a person is infected with HIV by just looking at him or her? Can you say, oh, that guy, he's HIV positive? Can you predict like that? No, right? If HIV positive person receives treatment and is virally suppressed, he will not transmit the virus. Is it true or false? If he is suppressed means the virus is under control, the virus is very less, or maybe undetectable. Okay? If a patient is on that stage, he will not transmit the virus. Is it true or false? It is true, yes, because U equal to U, undetectable equal to untransmissible. The last one, an infected person carries HIV for life. Very true. Okay, so we have these high-risk groups. Now we will concentrate on these high-risk groups. Why? Because high-risk groups means they have the higher, this group of people have the higher risk of getting HIV. Who are they? Okay, we can see here. Female sex workers, migrants, PWITs and IDUs are same, injecting drug users, truck drivers because they travel to and fro, transgenders, and men who have sex with men. We call it MSM. Now, today, I think it's very popular here in our state also. I've often come across these kind of groups. So these are the high-risk group. They have more chance of getting infected with HIV. And let us see the prevalence out here. This is taken from 2015 and 2016 narco surveillance. we can see the prevalence is highest amongst IGU. Right? This is all across the country. Second comes transgender, 3.7. Third is MSM, and lowest is ANC, mother to child. So, let us see, compared to general population, female sex workers are prone to be infected with HIV, how many times? 26 times. Compared to general population, people who inject drug use have 35 times more high risk than the general population to be infected with HIV. And men having sex with men have 25 times more prone to be infected with HIV compared to the general population, and transgender have 34 times. So the key points out here in this slide, in this session, is person infected with HIV will carry the virus for life, but there is, if they are not on ART, there will be no suppression. He will be very, very infectious, and he will gradually be in a stage of AIDS, right? AIDS, the last stage of HIV, the end stage of HIV. And sexual route of transmission is the most common everywhere in India. So here I want to point out about, prevention. Next slide, we will be talking about STI, sexually transmitted infections. Okay, out there we will be talking about the prevention, okay? So that is the first slide. Second, we will continue. This is sexually transmitted infections, the second session. Okay. So this is the cascade. This is the cascade of how high-risk group for sexually transmitted infection has emerged over the years. See, 10 years back, the high-risk group, we call the high-risk group for HIV was injecting drug users, female sex workers, migrants, truckers, all those were the high-risk group 10 years back. But as of today, the high-risk group has changed to a new category, which is general population. Nowadays, 90%, say 80 to 90% of new clients, new HIV positive person that we see in civil hospital are general population, like you and I. They are not high-risk group. So can you think the reason why this is the picture which has changed over the years? Because general population practices sexual act very much without any prevention or intervention. And we see that the transmission route is through sexual contact. Majority of our general population. We are gathered here today, all of you are in an age group of, I think, from 21, between 21 to say 27, 28. You will be in a state of being sexually active. And I want to give you a message, because this work that I have been working for the past 10 years in civil hospital, I have seen that the age group of our HIV positive clients has also changed over the years through my 10-year service. Before, as this picture has mentioned, it was the high-risk group and the bridge populations who were HIV infected, majority of them, even though we have the general population as well. But in the past 4 to 5 years, majority of the new HIV positive patients are from general population, age group also only between 18 to 30, who are not high-risk groups, who are college students, who are, even from higher secondary schools also. Okay, so you can see from the subsequent slides the message which I want all of you to take home. So gradually, even newborn children are infected. You can see the last one. Why? Because a pregnant woman doesn't know her status, she did not get herself tested, she's not on ART, and gradually she gives birth to an infected infant. So general population now are majority who are infected by HIV. You and I can make a change today. All of you who had come here can make a change in our surrounding, in our locality, in our churches, in our schools, in our colleges, or everywhere you go. You can make a change by telling people that this is the current situation of our state. HIV is affecting the general population now, and the innocent children who are born to HIV positive mothers. So we can make a change. So how is STI and HIV related? It is very much related. We can see both are sexually transmitted. Okay? And epidemiologically, we see that population with high rates of STI have high incidence of HIV because it is both related, both sexually transmitted. And STI facilitate sexual acquirement of HIV and transmission, vice versa. So, in India, in our country, HIV is transmitted by sexual act, which composes of 94% of the total HIV population. And why is the presence of STI increases the risk of HIV transmission? We should know that a person who has STI may not have HIV, okay? But the risk of that patient of acquiring HIV in his or her lifetime increases manifold. Why? Because STIs, sexually transmitted infections or diseases, compromise the skin integrity from where the HIV virus can easily enter into the body, into the system. So these two things always come together. If STI is present in a person, he or she should get herself treated. This is the take-home message, okay? And this is also the STI transmission dynamic over the years. Before it was the core group, as we know, the high-risk group and the bridge population, but now STI is seen also in the general population, just like HIV. And also it affects the children as well. The estimated prevalence of STI in India is 3 to 8%. And this is the annual report of NARCO. This data is from a little bit back, 2014 to 15, where we can see the transgender has the highest risk of HIV prevalence, followed by IDU, followed by men having sex with men, and then migrants and female sex workers. So this is the factors affecting the STI. If the patient having STI, or we can state that, how can we say that if a patient is having STI, he is more prone to HIV infection? Why? Because the host, if the host is very infectious, if that STI patient has a partner who is HIV infected, that STI patient is not HIV infected, but she has a partner who is HIV infected. How can, how does the chance of her acquiring HIV increases? If the host or if her partner is very, very infectious, that means if her partner is not on ART, if her partner is virally unsuppressed, he will transmit the HIV virus to the girl who is STI infected through the mucous membrane, through the compromised skin integrity. And also, STI patients have low immunity as well. So she will not be able to fight back the virus with her low immune system. And gender is there also. Gender is one factor. Who do you think are more susceptible to be STI infected, men or women? And why? It is men. I'm very sorry. It is men who are more susceptible to be HIV infected. Because in India, I think, I don't know, but circumcision is not very common in our country. Amongst the, I think, our Muslim brothers, it may be common, but the rest, we normally do not do circumcision. That is the reason why male are more prone to HIV infection, because the skin overlying the prepuce can contain the vaginal fluid or the semen for a very, very long time. It is not exposed, it is closed by the prepuce. That's why it can contain the semen or the vaginal fluid for a very, very long time, making the making the patient susceptible to be HIV infected. So this is the interaction between STI and HIV. Both have very high risk, high risk sexual behavior. High risk sexual behavior can lead to what? STI or HIV or both, right? Because the root of getting these two severe diseases are the same, through sexual act. Also, there is a relation. HIV can, we all know, HIV impairs the immunity. It downregulates the immune system, which in turn makes the patient susceptible to be infected with STI as well. Can we understand the connection here? Yeah. HIV, having HIV can lead to having STI, in a layman's word, because HIV weakens the immunity, making them more prone to have STDs or STIs. And these are all the results of high-risk sexual behavior. Now, if the HIV positive patient has STI, okay, without no treatment. Suppose I have a patient here who is HIV positive with syphilis. Syphilis we all know, right? It's a type of STI. If he does not get himself treated for syphilis, the viral load in the genital organ, the HIV viral load is around 44% of the total viral load in the body. I will make the statement once more. If an HIV positive person is having an STI, example syphilis, and if he does not get himself tested for this syphilis, the virus, the HIV virus he has in his genital organ is 44% of the total HIV virus. It is very high. But if he gets himself treated for syphilis, this HIV viral load in his genital organ will fall to only 21%. On top of that, if that HIV positive person is not infected with STI at all, the percentage of HIV virus in his genital organ is only 19%. And if there is a protection or like CD condoms, then even this 19% can be as low as 1%. Okay? Now, what do you think about this question? What is the most common used approach to treat STI? How do we treat STI? Like, do we do all the blood investigations, screening, going to, like community and do screening for STI? Is this the way we approach STI? We do also, but most important is, we should all know, syndromic approach. Now we are getting to a part where I want all of you to be very attentive, because you yourself can make your diagnosis through the syndromes that you have, okay? It is called syndromic approach, or you can help your friends as well. You can help your friend get himself diagnosed with an STI and get himself treated, okay? So, this is a wart, anal wart, one form of STI. This is the syndromic management. What do we do? From the syndromes that the patient has, we say, oh, this will come in this category, and the treatment is this and this. We give treatment, follow up after 1 week, if the symptom persists, and we give them voluntary testing of HIV. It is not voluntary now, it is mandatory nowadays. All people, everyone who have STI should get themselves treated for HIV. Tested for HIV, I'm sorry. They should get themselves tested for HIV. It is not voluntary now, it is mandatory, okay? And there is a counseling about safe sex, risk reduction, and behavior modification. So, what are the symptoms or the syndromes? Urethral discharge, this is amongst male. If there is a discharge, the common STIs or the organisms that can cause is gonorrhea, chlamydia, trichomoniasis. Genital ulcers, the most common causative organisms are chancroid, syphilis, genital herpes. Then we have the inguinal buboes, lymphogranuloma, chancroid, scrotal swelling, normally caused by gonorrhea, chlamydia, anorectal discharge caused by gonorrhea and chlamydia, throat irritation by gonorrhea and chlamydia as well, and genital skin condition. As we had seen in the previous slide, this is the genital ward that we had seen, right? This one. This is the skin condition, genital ward. Genital skin condition normally caused by warts, molluscum, pediculosis, and scabies. Those were amongst men, the syndromes, the common syndromes amongst men. Amongst women, we have the vaginal discharge, which is caused by trichomoniasis, candidiasis, gonorrhea, herpes, chlamydia. Same is causing lower abdominal pain. Ulcers, genital ulcers in female, normally caused by syphilis, chancroid, herpes. Again, throat irritation and anorectal discharge, same as men, caused by normally gonorrhea and chlamydia. And also the same genital skin conditions caused by warts, molluscum, scabies. Now, we have only 5 more slides and we're done. Okay. Another discussion. Is syndromic approach appropriate for managing STI? Yes, it is very appropriate. Why? For example, one lady has a vaginal discharge. We had seen, if that is a syndrome, this might be the causative organism, right? So why is it appropriate? Because it is fast. We do not tell the lady, okay, do this 10 blood tests, do these investigations and come back to me after 3-4 days. We can also do that, but this is the syndromic approach is the best and appropriate way for managing. There might be that is the advantage. There might be disadvantages, which we will see. See, this is the advantages. It is fast, it is inexpensive, no need for the patient to wait for the lab results, and it is also scientifically proven that it is a good strategy in many parts of the world, not only in India. And also it is very easy to be practiced by healthcare workers, not only by doctors or nurses, okay? And it can be implemented at the healthcare settings as well. But there are limitations. These are the disadvantages. Sometimes we have STI patients with no symptoms. No symptoms. So we might miss diagnosing them. Missed, okay? So this is the limitation or the disadvantages. It is not useful in asymptomatic individuals. We might be over-treating the patient with costly medicines, and potential antibiotic resistance can develop as well. But advantages outgrow the disadvantages, okay? So we have 7 kits, colored coded kits to treat STI. First kit is for urethral discharge. Urethral discharge can be complicated by epididymitis, abscess, stricture, even arthritis. Okay, this kit number 1 is a gray kit. All these kits are there in STI clinic. wherever STI clinic is there, they will have these kits, and it is for free. Okay? It is issued by NACO, National AIDS Control Organization. And STI clinics are mostly, they mostly are with skin department. They merge with skin, OPD. So, gray kit, which is kit number 1, is for urethral discharge, for women, cervical discharge, and painful scrotal swelling. So these 3 syndromes can take kit 1. What does kit 1 contain? It contains azithromycin 500 mg and cefixime 400, which comes in just a stat dose. Just one, at one go, they have to take it, and that's all. Now, kit number 2, after kit number 7, we are done. Okay, just bear with me. Kit number 2 is a green coded kit, which is for vaginal discharge syndrome. There might be a secretion with odor, and itching might be present. So for this, we use kit 2, green color kit, and this kit contains Segnirizole 2 gram, fluconazole 150 mg, both given as a single dose. And the third kit and the fourth kit, third kit is a white kit, fourth kit is a blue kit. This is for genital ulcers. Genital ulcers are divided into 2 categories. One is non-herpetic, one is herpetic. You know herpes, right? So genital ulcers, herpes may cause genital ulcers, may not cause genital ulcers as well. So for this, we give either the white kit, which is the kit number 3, or the blue kit, kit number 4. Either one of them, not both. White kit contains injection of benzathine penicillin 2.4 million unit, given it as stat dose, and azithromycin 1 gram as a single dose. And blue kit, which is kit number 4, contains doxycycline 100 milligram, which is given BD, that means twice daily for 14 days, and azithromycin 1 gram stat dose. Now, coming to the 5th kit, which is a red color kit. Now, this is for genital ulcers caused by herpes simplex virus. We call it herpetic genital ulcers. You can see the vesicles over here. There might be a burning sensation in the genital area, and the recurrence rate of genital herpetic ulcer is very high. So we give acyclovir 400 mg 3 times daily for 1 week. Now the yellow kit is kit number 6. This is for lower abdominal pain. Lower abdominal pain may be caused by bacteria as well, anaerobic bacteria. Anyway, it can come with symptoms like fever, abdominal pain, dysmenorrhea, dysuria, lower back pain. So for this, we have kit 6, which contains cefixime 400 mg single dose, metronidazole, and doxycycline 400 and 100 for 2 weeks. Now the last kit is called kit 7, which is a black kit, black coded kit. This is for inguinal bubo and doxycycline and azithromycin single dose, and doxycycline for 21 days, 100 mg twice daily is given. So that is about all. Syphilis in PL-HIV, we know. VDRL, we have this test kit for VDRL. We, for all HIV positive patients, we do the syphilis test as well, because it is very, very important. Nowadays, pregnant women, especially infected with syphilis, can, transmit the disease, transmit the virus to the infant as well, and it can lead to deformities and lots of malfunctions, like heart may be malfunctioning. So syphilis, nowadays we see it a very common STI, and we pay very much importance to this also. This is the prevention part, STI control and prevention. It should be cured. That is the only way out. It should be cured. And for being cured, they should be well compliant to the treatment. They should eat the medicines regularly, you know. And we do contact tracing for the partner as well, because they can transmit the infection, the STI infection, to the partner. So we give contact tracing to the partner and give treatment to the partner as well. And condom promotion and clinical follow-up. And this condom promotion, we can use this condom to, as a barrier protection. How can we increase the usage of condoms by, the population? We can increase the accessibility of condoms. Maybe place it in, bus stops or local taxi stands, or, maybe a variety store or a shopping mall where, like I'm talking about free condoms provided by NACO, where anybody can have easy access to the condoms. With that, there will be at least a barrier protection when it comes to sexual contact. So in the year 2023, I think around 2 billion condoms were, given out by NACO, and and it is still going on. So condom promotion is very important for barrier protection to prevent STI and HIV. So with that, I will end my session. Thank you all for coming today to listen to HIV and STI session. I hope you take home some important messages from the slides that I have presented, and let us work for the community, for our state, and not only for our state, for our country, and for our other human colleagues and friends and family. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so very much to the resource person, Dr. Christina, for providing comprehensive knowledge regarding HIV/AIDS and then STI, addressing the issue, the strategies, and then what could be done by we people today in this hall, okay? So I think so we should we must know the mode of transmission and all these things. So staying in one university, studying in one university, staying in one hostel, sharing certain things are not, not scary, or it's something amidst, okay, which we educated people should avoid it. So please let us also, as an educated youth, let us also do away with certain stigma and discrimination which has been attached with PL/HIV/AIDS in our society. Okay, thank you. So towards the end of our program, let me invite Professor Benjamin L. Saikluanga, the program coordinator, NSS Mizoram, regarding competition price distributions. So, sir, professor will talk a little bit about the prices and why it has been distributed. This thing he will be taking up, okay? And then may I request sir to kindly continue with proposing a vote of thanks of this program, okay, sir? So, with much pleasure, may I have Professor Benjamin.
Oh, thank you. Our chief guest, Engineer Rashid Puya, IAS, Deputy Commissioner, and our chairman, Professor Langolian Silo, and our speaker, resource person, Dr. Christina Luangi, Senior Medical Officer, and Dr. Elizabeth, our host, and as our Pro Vice Chancellor has mentioned, she is the person who has done everything for this. So thank you, and my colleagues down there, our program officers and officers and staffs from state government, students council office bearers, and dear students. So it is my pleasure to inform you that during the past couple of months, we have Mizoram University has organized important events like blood donation and to observe one of the flagship program of the government of India, which is Swachh Bharat. So Swachhata Hi Seva was observed during September, from 16 to 31st or 30 September. So as I was appointed as the nodal officer for this Swachhata Hi Seva, we had organized two competitions apart from other activities. So these two competitions are inter-hostel cleanliness competition and reels making competition on cleanliness. And on October 3rd and 4th, Mizoram University has organized a voluntary blood donation program in which the NSS unit, the Red Ribbon Club, and the Students' Council has taken the task of organizing that important event. So let us start with the blood donation, I think, which is more appropriate with our today's program. And before I announce the result, I would like to invite our chief guest, Engineer Larshid Puya, to distribute the blood donation awards. And before that, let me announce all those who are getting the prizes. Don't go out immediately after the end of this program. Kindly remain with us, and we have to do some signature. Okay, so let me invite our chief guest to kindly distribute the prizes, and I will announce the result of the blood donation, which is two categories. There are two categories in blood donation. One is the best donor category, in which departments who have donated the most are given the prizes. So the first position goes to Department of Political Science. And the second position goes to Department of Education. Any representative from Department of Education? Anyone? Okay. Oh. Why are you hiding there? Sir John Lama is a teacher of Education Department. And the third prize is awarded to Department of Economics. And coming to the best participation category, the first prize goes to Department of Management. And the second prize is awarded to Department of Psychology. And the third prize goes to Department of Commerce. Thank you, sir. I may add that this blood donation was conducted. Yeah, here our program officer, Dr. Lalmiliner, he is here. He is the chief organizer of the blood donation program. Would you stand up, please, kindly? Thank you so much. And these 2 days, the total number of bloods unit donated was 118. No, 230. Okay. So this is like an annually done, and next year we can come up with a greater number of units, we hope. And then coming to the Swachhata competitions, this is okay. May I invite our chairman, Dean of Students Welfare, Dr. Professor Longuli Asilo, to come over here and distribute the prizes on inter-hostel cleanliness competition. This is organized in collaboration with the Dean of Students Welfare and Swachhata Hai Seva team. So the first prize, actually there are three. Let me talk about 3 faculty members and officers. A team comprising of 3 were constituted, and they visited each and every hostel, and they have come out with these results. So some of you might not be accepting this, I don't know. Okay. So the first prize goes to Chokley Hall of Residence. And the second prize is awarded to Chalfield Hall of Residence. Actually, I was surprised to see how Chalfield come out with the second position.
Quite doubtful.
And the third prize goes to Kumtluang Hall of Residence. It's consolation. How many consolation prizes? Then we have four consolations prizes. Let me say that the prize money for the first position was 5,000, and the second position was 3,000, and third was 2,000, and consolation the prize money is 1,000. So, Muifang Hall of Residence, please come. Anyone from Huifa Hall of Residence? Okay. And please come out soon. And Dingdi Hall of Residence. You. And Zamzo Hall of Residence. And Pongpui Hall of Residence. Anyone from Pompey? Thank you, Vidya. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, sir. So, thank you. Coming to the last prize, may I invite Dr. Christina Alnuntlongi to do the honor of distribution. So this is a reels making competition. This is an individual award. So we've got a number of reels, and the prize money for the first prize is 2,000, and second prize is 1,500, and third prize is 1,000. And we have prepared two consolations. So 500 each. And the first prize on reels making competition goes to the Department of Mass Communication. You see here? The second prize, here we have three people. I think they may contribute altogether. Sandika Santos Mane, Akum Shenla Yimshong, and Niharika Diuri. And the third prize is given to Samuel Ketilian Chunga, Department of Mass Communication. And Sutlal Santon Singh and Vila Lomsanga, Department of Zoology and Department of Computer Engineering, respectively, they are invited to collect the consolation prizes. Is your name? Oh, Vila Lomsanga. Is he here? Okay. Anybody who can take for it? Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. So, okay. Coming to the vote of thanks. So today, the Dean of Students Welfare Office is very grateful to all. Let me say first to all the attendees, participants, because we know that this is the busiest time for you, for PG students and PhD course students. All of you are busy because exam is coming within a couple of days. So we are very grateful. And we have our faculty and our students' council. So they are witnessing this function. And we are also very grateful to you. And the organizer of this function, Dr. Elizabeth, who is also the host of this event, is very crucial because without her devotion, without her expertise on organizing this, I think this will be, all of us, we don't want to organize on this time of the year. So I must thank her for all the work that she has done. And communicating with the state government, I think laying the groundwork for everything. And we are also grateful to have Dr. Christina as a resource person. I have listened to a number of lectures on HIV, such and such. But today, I think I also told her that some of them I haven't been heard about it. So a very interesting piece of lecture and eye-opening. So very grateful to her for her preparation and voices, her beautiful voices. Let me say, you know, these are a part, a big part, a contributing part in her lecture, good lecture that we have listened. Thank you to you. And to our chief guest, Dr. Larshiet Puya, IAS. We know that the deputy commissioners, the state government, the top officials, you are very busy with your work. We know that. So you have come here to grace the occasion, and this exemplifies, this gives a meaning that this Mizoram government is very, very, dedicated to tackle this big problem that the state is facing. So I think your presence has shown that dedication. So thank you to you, sir. And Professor Langulia Silo, he is our respected Dean of Students' Welfare, and he has behind the scene. He is behind the scene of all of this, because it is his duty to ensure everything is in place. So we are very thankful to our respected dean also. So thank you to you all. I think there is a light refreshment out there. So enjoy and thank you once again.